I think most people are familiar with the scent of food or foods as a signal of the nutrient contents of those foods. An orange that smells great, or the smell of something baking, it suggests something about the contents and quality of that food. After all, you and I both separately lived in the same apartment in Berkeley above the cheese board, which the smell of cheese wafting up through the cheese board is something I will never forget. And the breads, never forget it. Amazing bread.
I don't know if you've conveyed that clearly enough to listeners or watchers.
Now, the probability
that we really just discovered that we lived in the same. We've never met. A fit like this before.
Yep.
And we lived in the same apartment.
Are we click friends?
In a lingering way, I guess.
Absolutely. Through the
floorboards. It had a great floor. That place. It had a great wooden floor.
Yeah, it was an amazing place. I lived there with my girlfriend for a year and a half, and then it was an amazing place. We won't give out the address out of respect for the people that live there now. But do check out the cheese board if you're ever in Berkeley. Their hours are weird, but so you have to look online. But it's a unique place with great bread and cheese and some good flavors of pizza. In any case, I'm wondering whether or not smell can signal things about the nutrient contents of foods in a way that's divorced from the smell that we are perceiving. So, for instance, I could imagine, based on what you've told us about smell today, that, I don't know, I smell a piece of meat cooking and it smells great to me. And I think of it as, that's so savory and my mouth is watering and I love the smell of this. And I'm thinking, okay, this is protein and fat and I love the taste of steak and a little bit of char. But that nature has co-opted that to ensure, or I should say, increase the likelihood that I will ingest some other thing that's in steak that has no odor, but whose nutrient content is very important to me. For instance, amino acids. Right? Amino acids are essential to life. And yet, we don't go around sniffing for amino acids. We go around sniffing for savoriness, umami type tastes and things of that sort. So I could imagine a million different examples of this. In the same way, I could imagine that the scent of somebody that we fall in love with or become romantically attached to or sexually attracted to is signaling all sorts of things about, the potential for offspring of a particular immune status. That's a long-term game, but also something about pleasure and safety of a potential interaction. So what I'm asking here is about that whether or not there are subconscious signals that the olfactory system has learned to seek, but learned to seek through more overt signals, sort of the tip of the iceberg phenomenon.
So, I don't have a good answer for you, although I think it's a really good question, or a good idea, in fact. So whether there's odor cues on nutrient value is a really good idea. Moreover, it's probably good to the extent that somebody probably did it and I should know and don't. We haven't done anything on that line. So I don't know. I don't know if the nutrient value of food is systematically encoded in odor. If that's not been done, and I will check after our meeting today, then it should be. It's a really good idea.
One of the reasons I asked this is because, the obesity crisis in the U.S. is a huge issue and elsewhere. And highly processed foods, have a lot of things that are problematic. But one of the things that they don't have often is a direct relationship between the scent, the taste, and the nutrient content. And I don't mean macronutrients, sugar, fat, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, but the vitamins and micronutrients, things that support the microbiome. Whereas foods that are not highly processed, for instance, meat or a piece of fruit, contain many micronutrients that are vital to aspects of our biology. But we don't go around sniffing for probiotics.
I'll tell you one sort of factoid that may support your hypothesis here. And that is that there appears to be potential olfactory perceptual similarity in metabolic products. So something that's metabolized from something else has perceptual similarity across those two things. So metabolic cascades play into the coding of olfactory space, and that is consistent with the direction you're implying. But again, I don't know of a direct test of nutritional value in smell, and again, the fact that I don't know doesn't mean, of course, that it doesn't exist. And in this case, I would suspect that it should exist in scientific press, and if not there, then with the companies that have vested interest in this, which are many.
Briefly
share just
please.
An amusing anecdote to share with you is that we've received 2 independent companies who have turned to our lab recently, asking for help to bring odor to engineered meat. Right, that's a growing thing, and all these meats that are not.
You had to bring it up. This audience is going to be very polarized along the lines of engineered meat. You're not promoting.
Oh no! I'm agnostic, but we've had 2 companies turn to us and say, look, we have this great product, but it just doesn't smell like meat. So help us make it smell like meat.
Interesting. The reason it's so polarizing is that anything related to nutrition on social media is a total barbed wire topic. We've had experts on nutrition come on here. We'll have more, but
I know nothing about nutrition.
You're safe. Don't worry. Noam is not promoting this. He hasn't even said whether or not he's going to help them out.
No, we're not actually. Not because it didn't happen.
No,